Happy Sunday, everybody. We are here at downtown Disney because we're going to Buena Vista Street today. We've got reservations for Carthay Circle Lounge. We are giving it a test, and I can tell you so far it's working very well.
Yeah.
If you show your reservations, and I think you have to be within an hour or something. Do you know?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know for downtown Disney specifically, but I know we'll get to that. But if you do show your reservation at security, you can bypass the queue for the temperature check.
Yeah, so just ask the cast member, show them your reservation, be like, hey, we have a reservation. And if it's within the allotted time that you might be close to your reservation, they will send you where you need to go.
Yeah.
And then you'll be here like us. And then you can go to Buena Vista Street as well, or wherever you have a reservation.
I definitely think it's the way to do it, though.
Yep.
Like, already, I'm like, this is...
Well, it's nice because, you know, you have your food covered, and you've also, like, it puts you on a good path to get in.
Yeah.
Especially if there's a long line.
Yeah.
So let's head off to Buena Vista Street. So it's hard to believe, but the last time I walked through these gates was on March 13th.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And
you closed out.
I closed out this park, and now I'm back however many months later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hello.
Welcome to Buena Vista Street.
Thank you.
Your visit.
Thank you so
Thanks for
much.
coming.
And it's quite different than when I was here last, which...
It's also really funny because we've spent so long looking through the gates that it's kind of weird to be back on.
Very much so. It's very nice hearing this music. It's very weird to have a Sunday afternoon with this music, with this empty of space.
Buena Street,
Yeah. It's weird because there's a different vibe to it. Normally there's that hum of people going everywhere, and here you're here.
Yeah.
So you got people standing in line to get into stores, and not a bad thing, it's just different.
No, and lines do seem to be significantly shorter than when Murray and I were here on opening day.
And it was nice because we did just walk in. There was no virtual queue for us, and that was pretty nice.
So normally if you do a reservation, you can come into Buena Vista Street an hour before your reservation. We didn't talk about that portion.
Surprise!
But we didn't need to do that.
No.
Because we walked right in.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's really not as busy as I was expecting. It's really nice.
It is weird.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of processing this as we go, because there's so much that's familiar, yet so much is... It just feels different.
It feels different while also still feeling
Familiar.
Disney.
Yeah.
And you're like, I know this place.
You know what it is?
What is it?
For those of you that watched our Extinct Attraction Showdown,
Oh gosh.
it's kinetic energy.
Kinetic energy!
It's totally that, though. There isn't kinetic energy because
yeah.
there aren't attractions moving, so you don't hear those screams.
So the only thing is water.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
It really is pretty. I will be curious to see how many of these things, like these changes, like the lounge out here, continue on after the park does reopen, whenever that is.
Well, I could have seen that, yeah, but like...
Because it is a lot more dining space, and dining has become such a big deal for the Disneyland resort, well, all the resorts. We'll see if that person finds themselves in our vlog. That would be fun. If you do, make sure to let us know. It's always fun when people play along. Now we're passing by Roger's favorite place, almost. Award wieners.
But there are no hot dogs. I thought it was going to be corn dogs and hot dogs.
Oh, it's just corn dogs?
It is just corn dogs.
I had not seen the menu yet.
I know. It really threw me off.
I wonder how Roger's going to feel about that. Roger, let us know in the comments.
Because there are no film strip fries.
Oh. Huh. But they do have the funnel cake fries. That is interesting.
Yeah, it's incredibly interesting.
So basically they took the menu, so that makes sense, because when they announced this, they said they were taking pieces of menus from around the park. And that definitely seems accurate. Then we got the trolley, and this is about as far as we're gonna go this way. So let's go continue our tour around the other way.
Sure.
And then once we've done that, we can drink our coffee.
We're doing full perimeter?
I don't know. Might as well. They can get my reactions to everything as we walk through, because that's always exciting. Interesting, they put lids on your beverages now.
Yeah.
Both adult and non.
That changed real quick.
Huh. That's interesting. I mean, there's not that many places we can go.
But let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I would be a fan.
Just make it hand sanitizer.
So one of the big things that I realized it's throwing me off, even though I knew this was going to be a thing, is we're hearing Christmas music with no Christmas tree.
Yeah.
So it feels a little bit weird that way.
It's sad with no Christmas tree.
Yeah, it's a little bit odd. It's just missing things. It's kind of like when you return to a home you used to live in.
Yeah, and it's different.
And it's different, and you don't actually get to go inside. You just look from the outside, and you're like, oh, well, that's slightly different.
Yeah.
They had turned the information booth into a little kiosk.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Christmas things.
It was very funny when we were here earlier, because we said, oh, you know, I wonder what the waits are for things. And weirdly enough, everything was currently closed.
That is weird.
So weird. I mean, you normally don't see all the attractions go down at once.
Well, also, this is very interesting, is there's a new fence right here, or gateway,
and you
into
can see
Marvel.
It's a pretty, like, you can stand
Avengers
there
Campus.
and
That's interesting. Okay, that's really cool.
yes.
That's very cool. This is the best view I've gotten of Avengers Campus so far.
Yeah. And the waterfall.
Yeah, and that feels normal-ish.
The really funny thing is, you think about almost 9 months ago, we were standing at that waterfall and we met Merida at Pixar Night.
That's right, just a few days before the park's closed.
A few days before anyone knew the park was going to close.
Yeah, that was right before they announced it.
Yeah.
Well, and it's weird too, because you think of when we were back here on March 13th, we had every indication or every reason to believe
it would be 2
we'd
weeks.
be back in 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then it turned into 3 months, and hopefully it does not turn into 3 years.
Yeah, hopefully. That'd be nice. It is very nice to see cars run, though.
It is. It is weird to see it that empty. Like, I've never seen...
And with no switchbacks in front of it.
Well, and no Santa car or snowman car thing. Snow car?
Snow car?
No snow car.
No snow car, no photo pass, no...
Yeah. I will say Avengers Campus looks really cool.
Yeah.
And I went from like, oh, this looks fun, to like, oh, I can't wait to go to Avengers Campus whenever the park opens.
I'm very interested in the lighting fixtures.
Yeah.
I think that they're very cool.
There's also some interesting like technology that looks like it's actually to be used.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what show elements that is for. I will admit, just from this initial gate that we walked through, this feels more California Adventure to me than the entrance to Bugs Land did.
I agree.
Like it's starting to get a feel of like look at this gate and the rock work.
Yeah.
Like it fits in more or less, for sure, with Grizzly Peak, but it also has that
in the California architecture,
and it feels more natural, connected to Carthay Circle.
Yeah.
Especially with some of the brickwork for the attraction there. And then here's our food place for the quick food, I guess.
And coffee.
Outdoor vendors. Oh, they got coffee too, huh?
They do.
That's good to know. They've done a really nice job too of putting tables around, so there's always places to go. And I think that's a really good choice.
And the tables are decorated for the holidays.
Yeah. I feel like they took every festival of holidays or food and wine table, and they're like, let's just put it all in one area of the park.
And normally during the festivals you can't find a table because they're so spread out, but now they're all in one place.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. It is interesting watching where different people are going and what they're doing. I mean, it's really just about eating and buying stuff here right now, as it's extended part of downtown Disney.
It is very interesting. There's more people in there now than when I went in the other day.
Huh.
Smoke jumpers are very odd with no tables and chairs inside.
Oh, they moved them all out?
Yeah, so there's no tables and chairs inside.
We'll have to check that out sometime.
So it's very fun to like look at everything on the walls that normally you would just look at while you're eating.
It's fun to see Mumi's car too.
Yep.
Everybody loves Mumi's car.
I love Mumi's car.
If you're wondering why it's Mumi's car, you'll have to ask. Maybe we'll get him on camera someday to share.
Maybe.
Or we'll just share with him on camera someday.
You can pretty much go all the way up to the Soarin' entrance.
That is weird.
It's actually where Murray and I ate.
Oh, that's
Because
fun.
we wanted to sit as close to
Soarin' as possible. Which is funny because when we were in Florida, Murray and I did not go on Soarin' because we decided it was maybe too bittersweet, among other reasons. It was just kind of like, I don't know. Like, I kind of do, but I kind of don't want to.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we didn't. Like, I still think that was a good choice.
I just hope that when California Adventure does reopen, I do just hope that it's
The original
still
version?
over California.
All right, so we've reached the end of our tour as the airplane blasts off that never moves. And we'll have more of our trip to Buena Vista Street later. But these are my first impressions. And it's really pretty. And it's very nice to be back. And it's very surreal. And I'm sure lots of people have had these feelings as well. Let us know if you've had an experience on Buena Vista Street. Comments.
Nice to be back. Good.
Beautiful. As you can see, they have a QR code for getting to the menu, which has been great in Florida when I was using those out there. And then they have a little bit about the history of Carthay Circle Restaurant, along with the menu, just the drink menu inside, which is rather extensive. Oops, sorry, Katie. So once you've clicked on the QR code, it takes you basically to Disneyland.com for the Carthay Circle Lounge alfresco dining page, and you can do lunch or dinner. They're the exact same menu. None of these are full-on entrees. Like, there's things that are close to the size of entrees, but none of them will be like a full meal. And if you are going to get an adult beverage, you do need to get food as well. But I think we're leaning towards trying the baked bay scallops and then also the duck confit empanadas. But that might change. We will see. We're going to talk to our lovely waitress, who has been very helpful.
Yes.
And I completely trust her so far. So if she says this is a bad choice, we're going to go with it. So we'll let you know what we get. So these are scallops with corn and potato chowder, and they smell absolutely amazing. It's getting darker now, so hopefully this looks okay. And I'm going to pass the camera over to Katie, and she will share what she's got.
And then we have the duck confit empanadas.
Well said.
Thank you. They smell really, really good.
Everything smells good.
Everything smells amazing.
It's really good.
But like we said, everything's not super like entree size. It's kind of somewhere between appetizer and entree.
So plan on going to Smoke Jumpers after. Or maybe before.
No, but it also, it's really good to share. So yeah, I'm very excited. Let's eat.
So the scallops are delicious. They're not overcooked, so they're not that rubbery, uncomfortable, chewy thing that you sometimes get. But
Delicious. Thank you
wonderful,
so much.
actually. Thank you so much. The potatoes are firm, but cooked all the way through, so they're just before they start falling apart. So those are done at the right temperature as well. The service, I should say, also here has been fantastic. We've had a server named Sarah who has been just ridiculously helpful, and especially when we're indecisive and don't know what we want. Yeah, it's cool because this is served in a shell also. That was a lot of fun. The corn is good. I wouldn't say it's anything to write home about. It's corn, but it's not mushy corn, which is good. Nothing is mushy. Like the potatoes are cooked all the way through, but they're still firm, so you're not falling apart on your fork. I think if I had one critique, it's I wish I had a spoon, because I'd like to be able to get the broth without having to drink it from the shell. But next is the empanada, I think.
Yep.
As you can see, I loved the duck confit empanada. I actually did like the scallops a little bit more. Those are my favorite for the night. But they had two sauces that came with the empanada, and one was a jalapeno mint, which is on the right, and it's green. I don't know if you can see that. The left is a charred tomato sauce that's kind of like a salsa, and it is delicious. The mint one, the jalapeno mint, good. I enjoyed it. The other one, like, I would eat that on chips. I would eat that on a burrito. I would eat that on just about anything. And it is delicious. Like that, for a single flavor, that with the duck was probably, it's not my favorite flavor, because I think the scallop is still my, like, tip top. But this is the one I would go back to over and over again, whereas the scallops were kind of like, oh, this is fun for a treat.
Yep.
I would definitely get this one again. And actually, so this is weird, because I probably would get this one again, and I would try something else instead of the scallops.
For sure.
But I'd also would still say the scallops are my favorite. I just want to keep them more like special. Yeah. So we will do a complete wrap up of our experience in just a minute when Caitie finishes eating, because apparently I'm the pig here.
We've enjoyed our, I don't know if I'd call it a meal, but we enjoyed Carthay Lounge a lot. What'd you think of it, Caitie?
I thought it was really good. Our service was incredible. I know we already talked about it, but Sarah was a wonderful, wonderful waitress. She was so wonderful, so nice. The food was so good.
Yeah.
I loved the duck, and I loved it with the empanadas with the red sauce specifically. So good. The scallops were delicious. Like, everything we got was good.
Well, and I love that Sarah told us, like, to try the ceviche and the salmon, and so now we have things that we could try on future trips, which I think is really fun as well. I would say I've always really enjoyed Carthay, and I feel like they're so excited to get back to work that it went from great to super great, and totally worth visiting. And yes, things I actually think they're fairly priced, but they're more expensive for what you're gonna get right now.
It's true.
And I do think it's worth it though, because
100%.
the experience in the food and all of it is just so much nicer than, like, I would say it's the best place to eat right now at downtown Disney.
100%.
With the extended area into Buena Vista Street, and
well, and if you're with other people, it's really good to share.
yeah,
Like,
totally.
especially if multiple things on the menu look good to you. Definitely order things and share with other people, because then you get a little bit of everything. It's really, really good.
Yep. As long as it's safe.
As long as it's safe and you're with people that are safe.
I would also note that it's really not that busy in here. Like, there's lines for the stores, but just for walking through, if you just want to be able to walk through, not that bad at all. Neither Fiddler Fifer or Practical Cafe or Smoke Jumpers, neither of them have long lines. So you can basically walk up and get your food. Obviously you're mobile ordering at Smoke Jumpers, but it gets you through really quick. And so if you just want a quick glimpse of Buena Vista Street and to be in the park, it's really not that hard of a thing. You're probably not going to stay very long, but they've done a nice job of letting people kind of peek in, but not also have to go the whole like committed route of digging in deeply.
I would love to see more, whether
Yeah.
it be more of Disney California Adventure, or if we got to see Disneyland. I think that that would be really, really fun.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see how they can pull that off.
Exactly. I would love to see it, especially missing some of our old haunts at California Adventure.
Yeah.
It would just be really nice, not even to have to go anywhere, just to walk around.
And I will say they've done a really good job too. I feel like there's plenty of cast members around
100%.
to make sure there's either cleaning happening or people are keeping their masks on.
Yeah.
It's just like they're like, here's the level we could go at, and we're going to go above and beyond that. And that's been really a good thing as well.
It's awesome.
And yeah, the service has been great. The cast members, every one of them we've seen has been absolutely magical and fantastic and welcoming. And you've seen
it
a
was
few.
really nice. The cast member that was leading us to our table,
Yeah.
we got to talk to her about it being reopened, and she said, you know, it's really nice to be back.
Yeah. And I feel like that's a big part of it, is people
Yeah.
want to work and they want to be a part of this, and it's nice to give them that opportunity, and it benefits us for being able to visit.
It's positivity everywhere. So again, like I've said before, be nice, thank your cast members. It really goes a long way. Show them some kindness, especially right now. I mean, always it's important, but it's just really nice to show them that they're appreciated.
And get a reservation, because you won't regret it. I think I think that was a smart move today.
Yeah.
And I would totally do it again. In fact, we were talking with our waitress Sarah, like, she's like, are you gonna come back? And we're like, absolutely.
Yeah.
No brainer. Like,
Yeah.
this is a no brainer. And I actually think we probably would visit here more now once the park reopens after this experience
Yeah.
than pre-park closing.
I was gonna say, because we had been a few times, we were talking about this at dinner actually, we had been a few times, and it was always like, well, that was fun. But
I feel like this one created a loyalty to it almost.
100%.
Yeah.
We really had a strong bond with Sarah. We asked her for her opinions a lot. And it was a very nice, intimate experience.
And it's hard when they change the menu, because then you're like, all the things I used to go for are not here anymore.
Which is really why we relied on her a lot, because
Yeah.
we said, please tell us your honest opinions, because we have no idea what we're ordering.
Yep. So we, I think, are going to head out of here. We hope you've enjoyed this. We'll probably give you a view or two more of downtown Disney and Buena Vista Street before we head out. But let us know what you thought of this experience and what you would like to experience at Carthay Circle and Buena Vista Street as well. And we'll give you a view of our evening. You got in line? So it's surprisingly not busy here.
And it looked like this virtual queue is still not being utilized.
Yeah,
So it looks like you can still walk right in.
day basically, huh?
I have seen it being used other days,
Okay.
but as of today, I haven't seen it used at all, which I find very interesting.
Which is really nice. It didn't feel busy actually anywhere today.
No?
And that's a really nice thing.
Yeah, it was great.
I do see that they're still keeping count of how many people are in. Thank you. You have a
so
good night.
much.
And it is interesting to see they still are keeping count of how many people are in Buena Vista Street,
Yeah.
which is good from a safety standpoint.
Yeah.
But it is ridiculously empty in the Esplanade.
Oh, wow.
Like, if you're here, you're going to Buena Vista Street, it appears.
Yeah, because I feel like before everyone kind of hang out in the Esplanade because it was the closest you could get.
Yep.
Now it just kind of seems like it's back to being a passing through
That is true.
point.
So let's pass through ourselves.
Let's pass through.
Let's look at the entrance to Disney California Adventure. It has been a fantastic day here at downtown Disney. As we're leaving, it is 7:15?
It is 7:15.
7:15, and there's still quite a few cars coming into the downtown Disney parking
The line
lot.
is actually longer than when we parked at
Yeah,
like 3.
It's basically all the way to the entrance on the street, and that's surprising. Today, I would say Disney has outdone themselves once
Yeah.
again. It's shown it can be safe. It's shown that they really do go the extra mile for customer service.
Agreed.
Both from a dining perspective, but literally every cast member, from security to health screening to you name it. I was really impressed with everybody today.
They were all delivering the experience, and I just wish Disneyland was open as
Yeah.
a whole. And that's not me saying that as a Disney fan, that's me wishing that more of these genuinely compassionate cast members could get back to work.
That care about what they do, and you could tell all of these people were excited to be working today, which is really fun to see.
And they take a lot of pride in what they do.
Yeah, and you could see this multiple times. Like,
Yeah.
probably some of the best Disney customer service I've had, period.
Yeah.
Just because everybody was going above and beyond, and that's just a really good thing to see. And it's fun to see people passionate about what they're doing. Like,
Agreed.
there's just something infectious about that makes it fun. And I really think that might be one of the reasons we're seeing all these cars still showing up at 7:15 at night, when the downtown Disney district closes in an hour and 45 minutes, which, good for them. Like,
Honestly, yeah.
like, that's impressive.
Well, and I like to see also the Disneyland Resort creating any revenue that they can. So I like to see that they're getting this revenue from parking.
Yep. And so whatever they can do, I hope we see Disneyland reopening sooner rather than later, as soon as it's safe to do so,
Yeah.
as the numbers aren't quite in the favor right now. But I do think if any place could open, this is the place to do it, and show the state how you can open things safely.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see what happens. But it's been a fantastic day here at the Disneyland Resort at downtown Disney District. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Catch us on Geeks Corner at 9:30 on Tuesday nights. Disney Reporter on Saturdays, and then you've got Egon's Disney This Day literally every day.
Every day.
Crazy guy. But we hope you've had a fantastic week, and we hope that sooner rather than later, we'll get to see you in the parks.
Bye.